Merry Christmas to all of you tech lovers in the video game world out there, anime, comic book, geekery. If I missed your niche community, I'm still giving respect to all of you guys. May you all have a blessed Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I decided to do this emergency video because this is a slight preview of things to come with my channel. For all of you guys out there who are still subscribed to the Fosung Elizabeth Cookye channel, thank you ever so much. Your patronage and your support on my wacky and zany adventures are humbly appreciated. With that being said, I have some exciting news to talk about for next year and what I will be doing and the focus on new content for 2018. With that being said, let's get started. First things first, for 2018, I will be focusing more on digital media content with tech reviews and video game streaming for the FGC. It's not to say that I won't continue my work with the Fosung Elizabeth Cookye show. I'm just putting that a little bit on hiatus as I broaden my horizons and talk more about content in my field of expertise dealing with Japanese anime reviews, also more in depth, and video gaming products. More so, I'll be focused on the GPD Win, open source video game handheld device from China. With that being said, I'm actually going to get right into that right now, which is the reason why I'm even doing this emergency video. So, sometime last year, Gamepad Digital, this Chinese tech company that has made themselves a corner in the niche market of handheld video games, decided to create a device, open source device, handheld, that's very similar to a Nintendo DS. The only difference is that it runs on Windows platform, and of course has Microsoft processor of 8700 or 8750 Cherry Trail, depending on the version that you bought, and was tailored specifically for gaming with embedded gaming controls. I have the device right here. I've been playing with it ever since it went on an Indiegogo campaign, supported the device, been by its side. Didn't do too many videos on it because I really wanted to immerse myself in the gameplay, but now I will be doing a recap of this handheld device as I'm doing a countdown to the release of the GPD Win 2, in which, for you guys out there who already know about this device, just as a kindly reminder, the Indiegogo campaign for GPD Win 2 will begin January 15th. That being said, I am very excited to be helping the crowdfunding for that device, as I hope to be one of the first people online. I will fork over the $600 for that, to make sure that this dream comes to fruition. This is a handheld gamer's dreams paradise in open source gaming as we continue to push the envelope for perfect emulation, perfect gaming on the go, and having a perfect handheld device that just has everything at your fingertips without having to have a million devices that does something differently. So with that being said, I'm just going to go over just some past knowledge as a refresher. You know, there are many videos online right now of people that already have done tech reviews on the GPD Win, products, extra products that come from Gamepad Digital. Excuse me. Just as for those of you out there who don't know, GPD Win stands for Gamepad Digital Windows Device, but GPD is Gamepad Digital. That's the name of the company that's located in the city of technology, Shenzhen, located in the Guangdong province of China. So I'm going to pull this up right here. This was the original Indiegogo campaign of last year, right here, and this was just their goal, which they reached further along than their goal than expected. You know, they end up getting $719,623 to fund this campaign for the device that you see that I have in my hand right here. You know, the embedded video game controls, L1, L2, R1, R2 buttons, running on a Windows 10 operating system, but was capable of also running Windows 8 and 7, and through other hardware manipulations and software manipulations could run as low as Windows 95. You know, it even had the power to run Ubuntu. right here, going back to this that I'm looking at, this was the crowdfunding campaign for the original GPD Windows device, which, you know, they tooted their own horn in the fact that it was able to play Steam games, emulation games, at a decent standard. It wasn't perfect, and when the device came out, it went through many revisions. One of these revisions was that some of the controls were a little wonky, like the L1, L2, R1, R2 buttons. D-pad wasn't as solid as it could be. There was an issue with the SD card slot, in which prompted for the creation of a software thing called GPD Keep Alive, if I said that right, which was to make sure that to make the micro SD card slot read faster and stabilize it so that when you're playing games off of it, it wouldn't stutter as much. So through multiple revisions of this device, it came down to a final completed version, which has an aluminum top but with a plastic bottom. The aluminum top, plastic bottom is what became of this, which is, I guess, more like the GPD Win 1.5 before we are expecting the 2 sometime next year. It was a marvel of piece of technology right here, and it allowed for open source gaming. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this right now is because it leads into what's of things to come. Shortly after, right here, GPD ended up releasing this mini laptop, this 7.0 UMPC laptop. It would look like a MacBook, and they managed to get $3,567,642 for their crowdfunding campaign for this device. That's a big jump from over here, for their $719,000 for the GPD Win, and this is the Pocket. That being said, I look forward to seeing this new device, which is 2 to 3 times better than the original device created a year ago. Right here, the GPD Win 2 is, stated that it will be able to play AAA games. Right here you see Bayonetta, a video for GTA 5. Now, they did mention that for some of these AAA games, you'll have to run them on a lower setting for them to run perfectly at between 50 to 60 frames a second. For me, I'm surprised at the marvel of technology that this has come this far for this device, and I'm fully supportive and backing it. And when you start getting into emulation, it becomes very difficult to talk about marketing a device that is built upon supporting what many people will call piracy. You are playing digital copied versions of your games from emulation sites on this device, tailored to run those emulators, and that perfectly. That is the idea, to get it to run perfectly to perfection, so that you don't have 5-6 different handheld devices to support others companies. Now, I do support the Sony PSP Vita. I do support Nintendo Switch. I do support all those devices. I have all of those devices, but wouldn't it be fun just to have one device that has everything? And I'm quite sure that once this GPD2 drops, I will be there with that, and for me, that's good enough for me, along with my Switch. My portable game handling life would just be the Switch, the Nintendo Switch, and the GPD Win 2. I most likely will lock up my Vita, because with the Vita emulator, I'll be able to run that, I'm quite sure, perfectly on this device right here. So the GPD Win 2 improves drastically right here from where the GPD 1 had failed. So this is the appearance. I know I'm scrolling up and down, but I hope you guys can follow me. I'm multitasking, and I'm just in awe at the beauty of this device. I personally don't have a lot of complaints about it. If I was to give this one suggestion, I really would like a different D-pad. So this D-pad is very standard, is very Nintendo Game Boy like. I really appreciate GPD's Q9 Android gaming tablet's D-pad. And for those of you who don't know what that is, I'm going to pull up an image of it for you right now. GPD is known for multiple different handhelds that they've created, mostly starting with Android, and now they moved into integrating Windows into their stuff. The Q9 was a rooted and unrooted gaming tablet. I'll pull up some images right here. Here we go. Yeah, let's view this image right here. See if it'll load for us nice and big. Okay, let's see. I think I'll exit it, go back for a bit. Let's see here. Let me minimize this for a second. Okay, boom. Okay, well, I'll just go with that. But anyway, if you can see this right here, this D-pad is very reminiscent of a Sega Saturn Genesis D-pad. I mean, it was the best D-pad GPD has ever had, and I mean, it hit all the diagonal points. Now, because I play a lot of fighting games, you know, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, KOF, Guilty Gear, this D-pad is very important for us who are playing on pad, because you really need to hit those diagonal points right there. And for me, this D-pad doesn't have the angles to hit these diagonal points, especially when you're doing Shoryuken, Hadouken motions. You know, for charge characters, this is great. But when you need to get those rotation motions, where you have to go down, diagonal, forward, diagonal, and those crazy motions, this could use a little bit more tweaking. That's my only suggestion. For me, you know, as a fighting game enthusiast, we really need those diagonal points. And I feel that with the GPD Q9, they managed to do that by having this D-pad. Now, I really truly believe that it is possible to have this D-pad on here, because the rival handheld device to this is the Dragon Box Pyra, which I'm going to pull up right now. The Dragon Box Pyra is doing something very similar to what GPD is doing, except they're running off of Linux. I'm going to minimize this for a second while I see right here. My internet is running a little slow. Yeah, let's see. Let me back up here for a moment. Here, I'll just use this one. But yeah, the Dragon Box Pyra. Yeah, they managed to put that same kind of D-pad there. Hopefully it'll show up. My internet doesn't want to be friendly with me today, but I'll go back to this just to kind of use this as an example again. But really, this is the kind of D-pad I feel that would be suited for the GPD Win 2. So with that being said, I look forward to supporting this device when the Indiegogo campaign launches the 15th of January 2018. With that being said, I can't wait for my 4K camera to come in. Up. It showed up. Here we go. It's not the most attractive device. The Pyra right here is not the most attractive device, but you can see that they have that rounded D-pad right there. It's very small. It's smaller than the GPD Win 2 is going to be, but it's a bit thicker in terms of width, and it supports 2 SD card slots. Because for multiple storage as well, and it has an internal hard drive. I believe the GPD Win 2 has managed to successfully beat them in terms of the technology for the storage space. This is going to be using a solid state drive, which I think is excellent. You know, I'm just excited just thinking about that. And the Dragon Box Pyra is using a regular hard drive, but sports 2 SD card slots right there. And you can see it's pretty clunky But that D-pad, I'm all about that D-pad. I can't reiterate that enough. And I'm going to tag you, Kennedy Jew of GPD Technologies. I'm going to tag you into this video. So hi, shout outs to you, to get you, to let you know, if you do an upgrade or a sequel to the GPD Win 2 or 2.5, if you can make different versions of it with that rounded D-pad, that would be awesome. So anyway, moving forward, I've decided that once my 4K camera comes in the mail, which I'm very excited, I am going to go back and do a reiteration series of the GPD Win Part 1. Like I said before, there are already many reviews on it, people talking about it, what it can do, its strengths, its weaknesses, but something like this truly deserves a series dedicated with good camera footage to really talk about the best of the best emulation. I'm really going to go in depth, the Cookye way. Goddesses Media presents to you the best emulators that I feel. Of course, these are our opinions, and everyone's opposed, to their own, opinions about the device. But I'm going to do a best of the best emulation that has worked for me, the settings that I have chosen, and why this emulators work best on this device. And I'll be going over PC Engine, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Genesis, PlayStation, everything that this can support decently, and then some, as a separate series dedicated to the GPD Win Part 1, the first device, as we lead into the countdown in the release of the GPD Win 2, so that I can lead into the next season talking about the best of the best for that handheld. Now, right now, there's already somebody who has the device. He's known as the Fox. He's been doing videos on the GPD Win since the first iteration of the device, and his videos are stellar. I recommend that people go over to his YouTube channel, subscribe to his YouTube channel, continue to watch his benchmarks videos, which shows frame rates. Personally, when I do my videos, I won't be focusing on frame rates too much, but be talking more about the gameplay experience, the settings, the tweaking, what you need to do. He does that too, but I'm going to give you a little bit of different content so that so I'm not giving you a cut and paste. One thing I don't like to do is to copy off of someone else's video. I like to kind of differentiate myself. So you're talking to an anime otaku right here, and an avid FGC supporter within the tournament community. And so I'm going to give you not only the anime experience of this device, but I'm going to give you the tournament experience, on the go. What is it like? How to reach those settings? What emulators to avoid? And how to really make the best of the first device as we are getting into this countdown for the second device. So thank you very, very much for watching this broadcast. This has been my emergency video. I look forward to releasing exciting new content with you in 2018, showing you guys my new website and everything on how I'm rebranding Goddesses Media. And once again, thank you guys out there who have been watching my channel, have been supporting me. I look forward to giving you more content over the year of 2018 and into the next couple of years to come. So thank you, and Merry Christmas again, and may all of you guys out there have a blessed New Year. Enjoy from on high.